Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another casted game for Age of Empires 4, and today we have got on the right side of the map beastyqt playing in blue as the Mongol civilization, and in the north, in red, is 3DB playing as the Holy Roman Empire. Really interesting civ matchup. As we know, Mongols from the last patch seem to be one of the weakest performing civilizations generally, and the Holy Roman Empire incredibly strong. Now there have been some changes, of course the prelate attack move bug has been fixed. And in terms of the Mongols, they start off with a Gur. So the Gur comes up with the initial spawn, and that's actually quite important because it saves a bit of wood and keep the economy rolling early on. And holy smokes, that's a lot of sheep for 3DB. That's a lot of sheep. And yeah, so we've got arguably, in many ways, some would argue, one of the weakest civilizations at the moment versus one of the strongest ones. On Frisian marshes, one of the maps being used on the EGC TV hosted Road to Red Bull Wallow Legacy. Certainly one of my most favourite maps. As you can see, Frisian marshes has this marshland, has these little pockets of shorefish, which is essentially the fastest source of food to be gathered on this map. And yeah, I mean, it could be really interesting to see the Mongols versus the Holy Roman Empire. Now, I do feel like this is going to make a big difference, this Gur being initially spawned there, because often up to now anyway, it's been an outpost into Fast Castle affair with the Mongol civilization, and we can see beastyqt going to showcase today for us the Mongols versus HRE, and he's going to show us whether he can, well, how he's going to play this matchup, because you know the Holy Roman Empire is incredibly difficult to stop at times, unless you're hyper aggressive, it seems, because of course with the Holy Roman Empire they can go up to the castle age very fast, and so denying the gold will be key. And on a map like Frisian Marshes, it very much depends on the spawn, and we just take a look at the spawn here. It is actually pretty terrible for 3DB. It has to be said, these two gold mines are terribly forward. This one isn't so great either. Interestingly, 3DB decided to put an outpost on the western border, western side of the gold mine rather than the eastern one. I don't know how I feel about that. That leaves them pretty exposed on this eastern front. I mean, Beastie could probably still put an outpost here, because it does seem to be the case that he's going to be dropping outposts, sending two spearmen forward now. And I suspect we'll be seeing... Oh, there's two spearmen there already, so there's going to be four going in total, and I suspect there'll be a villager on the way, if it's not already on the way. Just keep an eye on that, because that's going to be quite significant. Looking to be an outpost. It is, yeah, the villager's already there, with the Khan being there, dropping an outpost, and that can't really be denied unless the villagers come forward, which they are. Now, outposts have been nerfed a little bit. They take longer to build, and they have reduced HP as well. And the key issue is that this outpost allows a foundation for beastyqt to push on from here, to drop that second outpost should he need to. Lots of sheep. Holy smokes, a lot of sheep for 3DB. That's actually quite significant, because whilst the outposts will deny a lot of the map control and the exit points for 3DB to exit his base into the marshes, well, he's got a lot of sheep that he can take in the meantime. Just take a look how many there are, because that is a lot of sheep. 23 in total. That's not even counting the ones that are dead, but 4 spearmen are going to protect this villager. And quite impressive that Beast is being able to do this all with one villager. They're going to put down a second outpost without building the first. It's probably going to go back though, because there's although he might be able to get the second one up. We shall see if 3DB commits with the scouts. He's healing them up with the prelate. Spearmen are on hand. There's an outpost there that's kind of harming the spearmen. As she said, you focus firing on the outpost. It's less than ideal. Beast decides to head back towards the first outpost that he started to build. And 3DB will be going up with the Ark and Chapel, putting on the wood line, will be acting as a resource drop-off point for the wood, using 5 villagers. Now, the thing for me for the new update and the new patch for the Mongols is that having that Gur means that that's 50 wood that is saved, and that's quite a bit of villager time as well. That village can be used to do other things and mine other resources. Actually, I think that scout might be going down. Oh, the spearman just about getting a lot of hits, but not managed to take the scout out. And the scout will probably go back to the prelate to be healed. The outpost does go up for 3DB. We'll talk a bit about the Mongols in a little bit later, but that outpost does go up just in time. And the villager garrison's inside. That's very significant. That is the staging ground now for Beastie to attack from. But yeah, I'm going back to the issue of the Gur being there from the start. It means that the uptime for the Mongols is going to be increased a little bit. And as you can see, already going up to the feudal age pretty quickly on the back of this outpost rush. That's pretty impressive timing. We often see the Mongols having a delayed feudal age caused by the outpost rushes. And as you can see, beastyqt also getting another outpost. Don't forget as well, the Gur being there from the start means that the outposts can be put down a little bit earlier perhaps. Just a little bit easier to afford. And one spearman just staying garrisoned inside this outpost just so that We can keep the arrows firing and stops 3DB rushing the outpost down with villagers. Beastie will see that Ark and Chapel now, even with 3 outposts. There's 300 wood investment here. He hasn't been able to take as much gold as he would want. He'll be able to get up to the next stage. He has done that. He's struggling on the gold front, and that's exactly what you want to do against the Holy Roman Empire. You want to starve them off gold. Now, granted, the map generation is pretty nice for beastyqt in the sense, because Outpost effectively takes out 3 gold mines, which is pretty insane. This outpost is going to add a little bit more security on those gold veins and stop the expansion. beastyqt looking to be aggressive now, and he'll be up to the next stage pretty soon himself. Because he's Spearman just being annoying on the Ark and Chapel, and the Ark and Chapel being placed away from the main town centre and resources means that the villagers will be harassed a little bit. Thing to notice as well that I'm not so convinced by is that the Ark and Chapel is not inspiring the town centre. I get the feeling if the Ark and Chapel was placed here, it would be a better job. Bit of an awkward placement for the Ark and Chapel, has to be said. Does offer him a bit more map control in terms of the push forward, but I get the feeling Ark and Chapel there would be inspiring the food village as well. That is actually quite significant because the Prelate will be boosting the villages by 40%. He's going quite crazy on the wood line. And needs to get some archer ranges down, I suspect. But now Spearman coming out to tackle these outposts. Now the key issue is that 3DB doesn't have access to stone as well, so Arislis is kind of out of the question. Doesn't have any units garrisoned inside the outpost. That scout will be going down. And the lack of units inside the outpost means that beastyqt could technically siege these down. He decides to go around on the left side, looking to get another outpost. 3 villagers being sent towards the gold mine. And 3DB are rushing down an outpost here on that wood line. Needs to protect that wood line. It's very key. A really fascinating opening to the game. Very aggressive for beastyqt playing against the Mongols. Showing us how to try and stop the HRE boom into Fast Castle. Not so much boom, but just Fast Castle really. As you can see, lots of villagers on stone, on gold rather, so it's going to be the Fast Castle in behind this outpost rush for the Mongols. And it's delayed 3DB so much, he's not been able to gather the gold effectively. Villagers aren't being inspired as well, and there's kind of mayhem. 2 barracks being put down for B, so maybe looking to get some man-at-arms. Maybe some spearmen into the mix. I don't think he's going to be able to afford the man-at-arms just yet, not with only 3 villagers on gold. And the eco at home very much untouched for Beastie, showing us how we can be hyper-aggressive for the Mongols, still even after a time period of considering Mongols to be one of the weakest civilizations in the game. Triple barracks down. Emergency repairs being used on the house. A bit of an awkward spot there for the house. These are quite open to be attacked, and Arislit's coming in for beastyqt. That's very significant. Doesn't need to have units garrisoned inside now. Offers a lot of protection. Spearmen attacking these villagers. Might be able to take a villager out here. I suspect he will. Does poke a villager to death. Spearman will go down though eventually. Spearman goes down, but great value there. Takes out a villager. The villagers on gold being denied. They're just having to garrison inside, and this is delay tactics that Beastie's doing. It's working so well. Going to get up to the castle age here. Archer ranger being put down. 2 archer rangers. Looks like 3DB is going to be going for a very heavy feudal age. He needs to push these outposts back though. He needs to probably get a blacksmith and some rams. He needs to take care of these outposts. They do have Arislits. That's the huge problem here. Yeah, he's going to use man-at-arms to siege them down, but the man-at-arms are taking a decent amount of damage. These are only early man-at-arms. And now the outpost being sieged down by Beastie, and this is a great performance because it means that he gets the raiding bonus as well. Food and gold income coming out of that. 3DB was looking to put a house there, but won't be able to manage that. Now basically going to siege down another outpost, another 100 wood. That's going to be significant. Archer is coming out, going to garrison inside the outpost. Be able to do a little bit of damage on the spearmen, but the outpost will be going pretty quickly. As you can see, not much health on these things anymore. Only 750 health. I think it used to be 1000. Emergency repairs being used by the Holy Roman Empire, which will buy B some time having to switch to farming economy. I'm surprised that it's got plenty of sheep, but doesn't want to delay the farming economy too much. Again, I'm surprised he's not putting it around the Ark and Chapel. It is a bit more protected around the town centre. He's not going to get that 40% bonus of faster gathering speed. Villagers garrison inside the outpost, trying to push these spearmen back. And behind this, beastyqt is up to the castle age almost there. 12 minutes. Probably within 11 minutes actually. And going up with a step redoubt, the economy will be even further boosted there. Let's take a look at the village count. 32 for beastyqt, 30 for 3DB as well. So neck and neck on that front, but look at the idle time being caused here. Pretty significant. Man-at-Arms will be taking out the outpost there for the Mongols. There's the New Age, there's the Castle Age. That's what beastyqt will have wanted. Now beastyqt could even place down a prayer tent, look to get up some of the relics, put some pressure on the Castle Age with Castle Age units. It's going for some archer rangers, so it does look like crossbows are on the menu, and that would be the natural counter to the man-at-arms. In this matchup so far, in a matchup with which many would feel that Mongols are not so favoured, beastyqt showing some dominance here. Now the map does come into consideration quite heavily because the map is Frisian marshes, probably one of the most aggressive maps in Age of Empires 4 competitive esports right now, and so it would suit the Mongol style of play in that way. Second archery range has been built, focusing on the man-at-arms at this point. Problem for 3DB is that his opponent is in the Castle Age and he's getting crossbows. Has been able to double produce as well somewhat here. beastyqt spending all his stone. We'll be losing the outpost there on the left, but he won't mind that too much. Still one more outpost on the right side. Taking a long time for 3DB to clear this up without rams. And now it's going to be facing up against the Castle Age army. Yeah, crossbows slowly going forward, sending another village of beastyqt. Maybe we need to get some more outposts on the field to assert some dominance and map control again, getting an outpost on the gold. So primary gold will be available for 3DB to take, defended by 2 outposts, but as soon as that one runs out, well, if the game goes long enough, these 2 gold outposts, these 2 gold mines will be obstructed by further outposts. And now there's a fight here. Spearman being the meat shield on the front line, a couple of archers there will be doing good damage against the Spearman. Spearman garrison inside the outpost. Focusing firing on the archers, not a bad move, because crossbows versus archers, archers will win, even though it's the feudal age army for 3DB. Now 3DB looking to torch down this outpost. The outpost will go down, the Spearman will go down as well. Being kited, it does lose a man-at-arms in the process there. See, a couple of man-at-arms coming out for Beastie as well, getting a blacksmith. There is a shaman on the field activating that sacred site, so 3DB will be aware of that, sending his army there already quickly, reacting very quickly. Looking to pick up some of those relics now is Beastie. And that's what getting up to the Castle Age means for you. This is often what the Holy Roman Empire do. They usually rush up to the Castle Age, grab those relics, but in fact today it's going to be beastyqt's Mongols doing the relic picking. And there is another prelate on the field looking to buff up those gold villagers. That's actually going to help quite significantly. 11 villagers there having the extra 40% speed for gathering. Over is depleted. We'll need to replace that and put that somewhere else. Well, it's going to just be next door. Not far to travel. Quite a large army coming up here. beastyqt has expanded now. The map control that he's had quite a significant period of times means that he can expand to the shorefish, which is the fastest source of food to be gathered. Wallow going off. Shaman does go down to the man-at-arms. beastyqt not able to pick up that relic inside the prayer tent at least, but does bring it closer to home. Crossbows getting involved in the action. Man-at-arms on the front line as well. So man-at-arms and archers versus man-at-arms crossbows. Certainly would prefer the Mongols' army composition here, especially because they're Castle Age units. Shaman again trying to pick up the relic and go back home, but 2 man-at-arms continuing the chase. Spearman going to be harassing this Shaman as well, so a lot of costly losses here for beastyqt, but he does have the step out, so gold won't necessarily be a problem, and he's bringing those relics closer to home. Wallow going off. Will he pick up the Wallow? He won't indeed. Shaman does go down. Large amount of army numbers for 3DB, partly because of the fact he's still in the feudal age. Man-at-arms does go down. The crossmen are going to shred through those. Problem is that man-at-arms here, it's going to be Castle Age man-at-arms against early man-at-arms. And there's a problem here. You get the feeling that 3DB will have a decent fight here just because of pure numbers. The man-at-arms doing a lot of work here for beastyqt. The archers are going to narrow down the numbers of the crossbows. Does pick off a couple. As you can see, man-at-arms here. Castle Age versus feudal age ones. beastyqt will get good trades here. But the numbers here are going to work quite well for 3DB. But 3DB pushing this back a little bit. beastyqt might have to head back. He's actually going to build a Mangano on the field. I don't think that's going to be built in time because 3DB is rushing in. Outpost is now garrisoned with 5 villagers. And there's going to be a bit of pressure here for 3DB in the feudal age. Going to take some of the villagers. Villagers do get pulled back, benefiting from the YAM network speed. And looks like the mangonels was kind of cancelled there for Beastie. Going to be building that a little bit further back, maybe getting a gird there for the berries. Going to head too far back, wants to rely on the food. Does have a shaman with a relic in his hand. And the crossbows pushes back, so 3DB fought underneath the outpost. Probably wasn't the best of ideas in the end of it. But he wanted to do some damage. On the back of this, beastyqt floating a lot of wood, may need to drop some pastures. Relying on the free food that's on the map though. Slowly but surely, he does have a decent amount of gold, struggling to get to the castle age though, lacking the food. Getting a market, maybe looking to balance his economy just somewhat. Does have a lot of villages on gold. Or just mining that gold whilst he can in case he gets pressured off it, but Beastie looking strong here. Big engagement here, man-at-arms do get pulled back for Beastie, can't really take that fight. Has the maneuver arrow being used by the veteran Khan. Grouping his army together now, we'll be picking up that relic. There's not much that 3DB can do to deny that, not with the crossbows in behind. Crossbows will be doing good effective fights here, looking to shred those man-at-arms. Castle Age man-at-arms against the feudal age man-at-arms with the crossbows in behind. Archers from 3DB trying to focus on the fire on the crossbows, but has to head back, can't take that fight really. And now beastyqt has 20 military on the field versus the 17, has more numbers and superior quality of military as well. The village count relatively similar. Wedge Rivets comes in for beastyqt, means the archers won't be able to do too much damage. There is a relic being put in now, second relic in that prayer tent for the Mongols. Oh, I take that back, he's got all 5. Holy smokes, that was the second prayer tent because beastyqt has all 5 relics. That's 500 gold per minute. It's more than 10 villages. Mangonel being built on the field as well. 2 archers just going to harass those villagers, not going to be able to do too much damage. 1 archer might get taken out by the outpost. Nope, doesn't happen. Takes significant HP damage. Looks like 3DB will be up to the castle age very soon. Maybe going up with the Burger of Palace, because going up with the Bregnus Cathedral won't make any sense here, having lost out on all 5 relics. Will indeed be the Burger of Palace. He has 3 barracks already. Could be infantry spam, which, to be fair, beastyqt will be well set up for. He's got crossbows, got mangonels, got the archery ranges that he can produce with. Looking strong. A couple of archers there, looking to get some damage, but man-at-arms are chasing. The archers are harassing those villagers on the food there. Probably take out 1 or 2, but the outpost will go up in the end. Mangonel getting some shots off. That archer does die. beastyqt probably knows that he's ahead and he should just hold on for a bit longer and then have a strong mid to late castle age push. With 3DB going up to the castle age himself, this does signal a moment of opportunity for beastyqt to push forward. As we've said before on this channel, you're usually at your weakest moment when you've aged up, because that signifies to your opponent, well, now might be the time to attack if you've got military, because you don't want your opponent to freely get those upgrades. These are feudal age units. They will be upgraded to castle age units if they're allowed to. beastyqt won't want to have that happen if you can help it. But there's the castle age time, and we see beastyqt already moving forward, straight forward as soon as he hears that signal. Heading forward with mangonels, man-at-arms and crossbows. 2 shamans in the mix as well to heal up his units. A couple of archers there cycling on the right side, but 2 man-at-arms are kept back at home. 4 man-at-arms back at home for Beastie, just to chase that down, protect his economy back at home. And I'm just going to chase down these ones. I think beastyqt probably will do well just to ignore that and head forward. Pile on the pressure. As you can see, that outpost denying the golds. That's a problem for 3DB. He's going to run out of gold very soon. Only 700 left in that gold vein. Once he runs out of that gold, well, he's going to have no control over gold. Significant number of army here. 3DB does have the upgrade to man-at-arms, but with crossbows there for beastyqt, that's going to be a problem. Mangonels as well on the field, and beastyqt looking strong with the army composition, getting outposts. Get the feeling that outpost ban might start to happen here to defend this position. Acts as a very nice position to attack from. The villagers do go down on the outpost building there, but the outpost will be going up now with that remaining villager. She completes the task that her friends couldn't. And a couple of man-at-arms going on the wood line to try and take out some villagers, but there are 2 town centres now for beastyqt, so the economy will be building up. beastyqt looking very strong on the economy and the military side of things. See 3 trebuchets being built. beastyqt showing us the strength of Mongols. The Mongols still have it. Man-at-arms getting a lot of TC fire here. We'll be going down. It tickles the man-at-arms, but slowly but surely they're being chipped away at. Being chased down by crossbows as well. Crossbows will do more than just tickling. They'll certainly take the fight well. Now the villager being brought forward. What's going on here? The villager's going forward. Probably for more outposts. 3 trebuchets, 2 mangonels, a large sizable army there. Get the feeling that beastyqt is going to be winning this game, but 55 military to 22. B might just be saving up. Or just going to be looking to keep his army alive as much as he can, produce as many as he can. Not able to sustain production from the Burger Palace very well. Seeding more farms, this is the problem. So with 3DB lacking the map control, beastyqt has been able to take out the shorefish. Go further onto the map, expand, get the free economy there that's on show. Whereas 3DB is having to invest his wood. He's going to now move over towards the gold vein, maybe on the west side. It's very far out, place to go. Very exposed. Man-at-arms for 3DB, going to look to get some damage. Doesn't take the villagers though. Goes through and starts taking out the outpost. Doesn't focus fire on the villagers, which is a bit of a shame. 3 trebuchets now firing off of the capital town centre. Capital town centre completely on fire. That'll be getting the raiding bonus for the Mongols. That'll be going down very soon unless 3DB decides to repair. It's only on 1 town centre, so won't be able to produce any more villages if that does go down. That means the economy will be static now. And with 2 town centres for the Mongols, he's looking strong. Rizaga moving south now towards the deer patches. And beastyqt expanding that economy. The pocket economy is working well. Step out needs to be moved though because villages will be going down to the man-at-arms. Not much in defense here for beastyqt. 3DB will get some value. With 5 relics, that's incredibly strong. Passive gold income coming in for Beastie. As you can see, 900 gold. He's got more gold than he knows what to deal with. It's building siege on the field. And this is difficult because with the gold passive income and the wood being so protected by the 2 town centres, he can just continue to produce siege, getting springwoods as well. And so this is a problem for 3DB. The Arkan Chapel now being taken down by the trebuchet. Man-at-arms going to try and deny the wood again, but they're going to be taking town centre fire. A couple of villagers were likely to go down, but crossbows are being chasing them. That's quite key. So beastyqt taking the army that counters the man-at-arms back home to defend, keeping the man-at-arms on the front line with springwoods and 3 mangonels now, 3 trebuchets. Arkan Chapel is going to be going down. That's going to be burning again, increasing the snowball raiding bonus coming in for the Mongols. And 3DB going to be losing that second Arkan Chapel. It's going to be just 1 landmark left. Going to be the Burger Palace. 3DB clinging on for dear life. Just to let you know, guys, this is the last game for the Road to Red Bull Wallow Legacy Grand Finals, so you can understand why 3DB is trying to hold on. And for 3DB looking to get some damage of his own, but take a look at the village count. 67 for Beastie, 59 for 3DB, so despite having 2 town centres, that's been limited somewhat with the expansive economy, but he doesn't mind because it's military that wins games. Take a look at this. 3 trebuchets, 4 trebuchets, 3 mangonels, heck of a lot of springwoods, and man-at-arms there. Another trebuchet being built, and this is going to be a problem. 3DB doesn't have military here. Doesn't have enough to push this back. 79 military for Beastie, 41 for B. A couple of man-at-arms, but the problem for 3DB is the crossbows are going to be coming in as well. There we are. Crossbows versus man-at-arms. Not a lot of micro happening for Beastie here, but does start to pull them back. It's just counter units versus man-at-arms, so man-at-arms are going to struggle. One of the trebuchets does get taken down. Shaman there healing up the units, and beastyqt looking strong with siege, man-at-arms, shaman, and crossbows. He has everything he needs. 23.5 minutes into the game. Get the feeling that it's just going to be a formality now. Going to be closing up this game soon. Need to be trying to hold on, but he can't hold on any longer. He taps out, and beastyqt does take this game. beastyqt showing us the power of Mongols has not gone anywhere. Played and executed incredibly well by beastyqt. He's showing us that even the HRE can be defeated by Mongols. Hope you guys enjoyed this casted game, and if you did, do give it a thumbs up. Take care, and see you next time.